Well, the Culture of Cult art series continues. This time, the one-time event is called Bored to Death. Ansley Watson is at the Ordock this morning telling us more what it's about. Good morning, Ansley.
Good morning, Vicki. Joining me this morning is Mike Forrester, and he is the founder of the Culture of Cult art series. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. This is the 5th show, right, for Culture of Cult?
Yep.
What's kind of the attraction? Why do you keep doing this?
I think after the first couple, we saw a really great response from people, and I think people have recognized that it is worth doing cool stuff in Marquette. And yeah, we've seen just tremendous success from attendance to participation from the artists, and at this point, to be able to help our community makes it that much better.
Now, this is called Bored to Death. What is this event? What can people expect?
Well, we've over 40 decks, skateboards that Casualties in town teamed up with us and sent off these skateboards from all around the country. And we have artists that are connected to Marquette in some way, or either through the skateboard and snowboard industry, and they created custom artwork for this show that will be auctioned off to help the skate park here in Marquette.
Yeah, I mean, you have many different artists that have helped, I mean, from all over. Maybe just give us a preview.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got some artists that have been, staples in the skateboard and snowboard community that we have connections through, either through Casualties or through myself. And then we just have some local artists that, just wanted to create a piece and be, participate in the Culture of Cult, which is great. So we do have some pretty big name artists, some graffiti artists, we have some traditional watercolor painters. So to have everybody together create this one, consistent medium is really cool to see how people interacted with it. And you can see obviously from the collection that people went in all different directions, but that makes a really great gallery experience for people.
It's amazing. Now, the proceeds are going to the skate park here in town. Is there a need for that?
Well, it's for the general fund and also for repairs. And with how many people use the skate park, repairs are definitely constant and are needed on a consistent basis. So it's to help with general pieces, and also just for those repairs as they do come up, we wanted to be able to cushion that and say, hey, if there's something that needs fixing, we'd love to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Now, later in the hour, we will get a closer look at these boards. I mean, they're incredible. And these are all, they're done by hand, right?
Yeah, a lot of them are either, some of them are printed digitally, some of them were, stained, some of them were painted, some of them were, applied and screwed and cut and painted. And yeah, so if you look at all of them, they all have their own individual story to them. But for us, to be able to have every single piece of them in their own graphic interpretation, it's pretty cool.
Right, and we'll talk about those stories later in the hour. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Well, an event to benefit the Marquette Skate Plaza is taking place this evening at the Ordock. Ansley Watson is there this morning with more on the Culture of Cult series called Bored to Death. So Ansley, in the spirit of it, hope you're bored this morning.
I am not bored, but I am surrounded by many boards this morning. Incredible boards. Can you see these things? They're amazing. Joining me this morning is Mike Forrester, and he is the founder of the Culture of Cult art series, which this is one of them, your 5th one, actually.
Our 5th one, yeah, absolutely. Pretty incredible at this point that we've been able to keep this up and that people think it's cool, so yeah.
Can I describe for those who don't know, what is Culture of Cult?
Culture of Cult art series started, when I moved up here, I was really inspired by pop-up shows happening in Detroit, big cities, and it was kind of like you have a one-night only show that celebrates kind of the immediacy of you got to be here to check it out, and all of the themes change every time. Last one was Star Wars, which was incredible, probably one of our biggest turnouts, and this time we wanted to focus it more on community and on the people who actually make this thing happen. And,
so explain to me, what is this event?
This event is, what it boils down to is it's a benefit for our skate park. And so for me to be able to turn my passion of art and design into a community effort makes it amazing. And then linking up with Casualties in town, some really close friends of mine, we were able to make a gallery that's going to be auctioned off tonight through a silent auction and through online. That all of the money will go to the skate park for repairs and municipal fund.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So talk to me about some of these boards. I know each one has a story. We just look at it and there's more to it than what we just see.
Yeah, a lot of these boards, I always like to give the artists a little bit of a kind of a detail that they need to add into their board. So a lot of these boards are actually graphics and tributes to their favorite graphics of all time through skateboarding or snowboarding. And so some of these decks specifically, you will see that there are some, some classic skate designs that if you don't skateboard or snowboard that you might have seen on X Games or anything like that. And so we have all different people. We've got some NMU students here, like this Star Wars board, which is awesome. This was done by NMU photographer Josh DeClaire. You've seen his work. These are a lot of guys from Sacred Tattoo in town. Joe Rayome, he's actually a Marquette guy that lives currently in New York. He does watercolor. His piece is amazing, beautiful. This is another NMU alum that she works out in Colorado now. And this is Ben Johnson from Elegant Eagles here in town. So you have a lot of people who have a local connection, either to skateboarding or snowboarding, or just wanted to give art and to be able to help out the skate park. So the collection is pretty massive and it's very different. Definitely something for everybody. So
it is endless. And so Casualty has actually sent these boards to people for them to paint on them and do whatever.
Yeah, send them all over the country. We send them to California, we send them to New York, we send them to North Carolina, so all over the place. So that was an amazing contribution by them. They've been selling skateboards and snowboards for going on 17 years. So I couldn't think of a better person to link up with for a community effort than those guys.
And going on, I mean, you're saying how these are known artists too, and they sell their art for thousands of dollars sometimes. And they put their time and they're donating their boards for this.
Yeah, and like I was saying, like some of these boards, specifically like this is an Andrew Reynolds board. He was on Tony Hawk Pro Skater. You would know him. We have, and here's another one that we're going to be giving this away as a raffle. A skated board. I mean, this is one of the most inherently expensive boards just because he skated on it, drew his own graphic on it. So we're going to be raffling that off. Even a board like this is Mike Giant. He's probably one of the most famous graffiti artists to come out of Los Angeles. He made a graphic that was like, oh yeah, Marquette looks awesome. Send in this custom, beautifully painted piece. He charged thousands of dollars for something like this. So the fact that you can get a skateboard, put it on your wall that says Marquette from Mike Giant, it's like all these things, and I think there's like a $50 bid on this right now. So come here, put a bid on this, get some art for your wall, and support the skate park at the same time.
And people are bidding on Facebook right now on your page,
correct?
Yeah,
you can head right over to the Culture of Cult Facebook page, and we have a gallery of all the decks, and people can go on and start a bid, and we'll close the online bidding right before the show starts, and then the only way you'll be able to beat an online bid is if you're actually here. So if you show up, you've got an extra leg up because you can make a bid in person and win the deck.
And so it's here at the Ore-Dock, starts at 7.
Yep.
Is there anything else that people need to know?
This community is really important to us. It's part of the reason that we started this art series. And this is one of those things where when you look at it and say, what's really cool about buying a one-of-one custom deck that, sure, I would just want to have, but the fact that it's going to help the skate park makes it that much better.
All right, thank you so much, Mike.
Thanks for coming.
Reporting live in Marquette, Ansley Watson, and we'll be back with more of your TV6 Morning News after the break.